The actress and producer and directors and stuff didn't agree, co-director, sorry, didn't agree with the scene. And I think throughout the whole process just kept on saying, no, don't do it. Like, saying that the script was shit. I made Forsaken Youth as my final project in my third year. It follows Xander, who's wrongfully been put into Camp Liberty, which is a camp for children of immigrants. It was an idea that stemmed from the immigration crisis in America. I knew I wanted to stem it from the whole Trump family separation policy in America that was going on, and how there was a lot of hidden things that happened to the children that were separated and the parents. So I came up with this idea that the law would stay in place, and what would happen if it came to, the United Kingdom? Like, would we have the same reaction? Would we have different sort of policies? And then I worked with Ollie Parsons, who's a second-year student. He wrote basically my idea out and made it into an actual story. So he's the one that really shaped how it all turned out. I think when I've made films at Screenology, I've always gone for very serious and dark topics. I don't think I've actually really made much of a comedy or a light-hearted film. I don't know, I was really interested because obviously the whole immigration crisis that happened in America the policy was only ended in June. So when I was coming up with this idea, it was like only just finished. But I think I just found it really interesting how little was publicised about all the ins and outs. There was a lot of things about how the children were treated in the camps that they were in. There was a lot about antipsychotic drugs they were used. I delved into all the story of it, and I think I just got really, really interested into how this was even considered remotely okay. What if that law hadn't been got rid of? And how would we react to it in Britain as opposed to America? Because obviously we've got quite different views on things. I think when you make a film or come up with a story or an idea, it's hard to hear that people don't like it. Originally it's quite a graphic script. I think with us we were it either has to be full on explicit, showing everything, or it just can't be in there. We had a couple of scenes that obviously were quite uncomfortable to read and probably film, but we were we want to show that this is the sort of thing that happens. Basically, the actress and producer and directors and stuff didn't agree, co-director, sorry, didn't agree with the scene, and I think throughout the whole process just kept on saying, no, don't do it. Saying that the script was shit. We ended up cutting the scene, but instead of cutting it completely, we just insinuated that something had happened rather than having it right there in front of you. And I actually think that made it worse in the end, because it was kind of like I said at the beginning, it has to either be there or not. So I think I was quite annoyed at myself that I hadn't just committed to sticking at it and stuck with what I originally wanted. Because of the cutting of it, it didn't make sense the next scene because it was meant to follow up. So then I had to quickly write a random scene, and I'm not the best at writing. So I wrote what I thought sounded good. It was just horrendous. It was really bad. It looks okay, but it was meant to be in a hospital type thing, and he was going to get experimented on. All we had was a table with a really shitty white sheet over it, a really non-ironed clinical curtain behind, and then a bunch of just random medical instruments that were just sat on the table, and we just had to try and frame it to look okay. I think the main thing that I'm taking away is to not let people get in your head about how your script is. Because if you like it, if it's what you feel passionate about and it's what you enjoy, and it's a story that you've worked hard on, don't let other people sort of change how your view on it is or change how the outcome's going to be, because it's only you that's going to be annoyed by how it comes out. I think the best thing about the project was having people actually excited about it. You know, having people, follow our Instagram, make drawings and things like that of the characters, get really excited about all the little promo trailers. So I think that was the best thing, just people really bigging it up, and it makes you want to do the best you can with it. Forsaken Youth has definitely taught me how to be patient as a director. I think just trying to keep my stress levels down was hard. When things like went wrong, or when they were very last minute, or we had like very limited time in a location, it was hard to sort of keep calm. Having a good crew and cast that want to be there and want to do a good job, I think that helps a lot. It doesn't just feel like you're the only one that basically wants it to turn out well. It's worth it when you get into the editing process and you see that it's all been worth it. So what, you can watch my film here? If you want to watch my film, you can watch it here, and if you want to subscribe, and if you want to watch more great projects from Screenology students, subscribe to Screenology down below.